taken the straight edge here and traced my center mark and made some lines to trim up the edges. I should have done this before I ground the bevels, but I can still make it work. But I've noticed this bevel is way off a little bit. So after I straighten up the edge, this will correct itself when I go through the grits. But the next step is just take an angle grinder and clean up this little, cut it down to this mark and then cut it down to this mark. True it up a little bit. And then I also got the material for making the triangles too. I should lay that out as well. I want to do that after I get the blade chewed up though. This is the little hand part. More about this tank later, what it has in it. What I'm working on right now is, you notice how there's all these hammer dings and yucky stuff? I got them all taken out of this side, and now I'm just flipping it over and doing it here. Pretty much from here forward, because it's going to be cut off somewhere in here. And then radius. I just didn't want any uneven surface underneath the plates that get riveted on to hold it to the gauntlet. And I'm also truing up some of the bevels. Like I said, I should have profiled it before I started grinding. But I'll true them up really nice. It's still 24 grit at this stage. Going over it again, the more time I spend with the 24 grit, the faster the progressive grits will be, then I can just hit it real quick with a 36 grit. Then, then the 80 grit, then 120 grit, and so on. So, get it all bright and shiny. Sad to say, I got a little bit of footage. It's going to be extremely repetitive and boring. So I'll just cut in after I've done the next grit. After I get it all where I want it with this grit and do the next grit over it, then I'll take some more footage. It's the boring part now. Okay, after a couple more hours, we're at the 120 grit finish, which is, of course, a vast improvement over what it was. At this point, as far as finish goes, it's ready to heat treat. And it's sharp enough. I'll hone it afterwards, of course. But now, before I heat treat it, I got to drill my holes in it. So that'll be the next step, is to go in the house and lay out my triangle pieces. And then put them in here so that they fit. And then I may round them a little bit toward the end. We'll see how it works. I want it to be nice and tight and kind of cup the blade almost as if a hand was on each side of it, like that, so that it gives those rivets as much strength as they can have. Of course, I'll also radius the back to fit the front of the gauntlet. That's what we have so far. Ooh, almost got me.